This is probably going to be the shortest video that I've ever made on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to try to do it without breaking down completely.
Brittany Dawn scams the world, then has her boyfriend, her dog. Then after all that, having Jesus retreats and get-togethers, I'm guessing to mourn and pray about her husband, her dog. Oh, and then charging the women that come to these retreats, the 40 women, $650 a pop. Wonderful human she is, just wonderful.
You see the drippy, I fit it up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
This video is sponsored by me because when you get sponsored by other companies, they tell you what you can and can't say. And I don't like that. So my small protein donut business will be sponsoring today's video. Link below if you would like our double chocolatey donut with 10 grams of protein and usually 2 grams of sugar, but due to a virus that shall not be named, our regular chocolate is out of stock. So for a small amount of time, our 2 grams of sugar has increased to 9. Still single digits, but I'm not very happy with the Miss C right now, but it's okay. We are just gonna have to deal. Okay, let's start. Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel, but if you're new, welcome. My name is McDaniel. I'm a personal trainer, a proud mother of a pug and a chihuahua, a past theater nerd, gone grown-up cosplayer, and this is my channel. My thoughts will probably offend you, where I share my thoughts that will probably offend at least one person. But today, I am offended. I am a little upset. We had a whole different fun video planned, but I just wanted to talk about this because this is one of my triggers. Yep, Brittany Dawn has trigged me out once again. She's just out here reversing what everybody thought of her, and she really is this beautiful Jesus.
If you are a woman of God and you are chasing the Lord and you've got to walk with Jesus, which I am here for, sister, you need to pay attention right now.
Person that cares for others and is really taking control of her life. Not. First, Brittany Dawn scammed thousands of women, then played the victim, switched scams to a Jesus lover and having expensive Jesus retreats, and now her husband banged her almost dead dog. I should probably explain that a little bit because you guys were up in my inbox, up in my comment section saying that Brittany Dawn's husband, her dog, and I'm like, wait, what? Context kind of matters here. Brittany Dawn had a dog named Brody that she left in her backyard, a yard where this dog has gotten out multiple times because she hasn't dog-proofed her yard. Brittany Dawn is so just, you know what, I'm gonna say it, stupid, that she told on herself in her YouTube video and said that it's never been an issue before her dogs have gotten out, except one of her dogs adventured.
Remington goes adventuring, but the road, running up to the road, has never been an issue for them.
That's a Brittany Dawn way of saying that her dog has gotten out, but it didn't die when it got out. Adventuring outside of the yard. Brittany Dawn language. So while she left her dogs out, her and her husband runs to Lowe's for only 45 minutes, according to Brittany Dawn, which, by the way, not too sure why she told us the time, because it doesn't take 45 minutes for your dog to get out of a yard that they know how to get out of. So Brody, her dog, was having a good time, not in a yard, but in a street full of cars, because that's what cars do. They are usually driving in streets. Brittany Dawn comes home from Lowe's having a good time singing her Jesus music, and boom, she thinks she sees Brody in the middle of the street. She jumps out and one of her worst nightmares becomes reality. Brody got hit by a car. He wasn't dead, but he was almost there. He was in great pain, according to Brittany Dawn, and just looked horrible. He was suffering. Brittany Dawn's ex-cop husband, who, if you remember from my last video, got fired from the force because he took matters into his own hands and smashed some guy's face on the concrete, and I don't think that's what you're supposed to do, but he did. So Brittany Dawn's ex-cop husband then decides to take this matter into his own hands, and since the dog was so far gone, he took out his gun and then the dog in the head, in the middle of the street, in the suburb. You can take the cop out of the force, but you can't take the cop out of Brittany's husband. So if you go through the comments, many people are very upset that he banged the dog. It might not be normal to most of us, but from speaking to people in rural areas, I did have a few friends when I was in high school that kind of lived in that rural area. I lived in Oregon, and you know, out in the boondocks, like if their dog is about to, they do that. So not my thing. I can kind of understand, but I could never. I'm sure people in the comment section will sound off because a lot of people are saying this is like normal life for me. This is what we do when our dog is about to, or any animal is about to be, you know, gone. But I just find it very odd that Brittany Dawn lives in the suburbs in Texas. She's not out in the boondocks. There were vets in the area. They weren't 3-4 hours away from a vet. So even though it might be normal to some people who live in rural areas in Texas, the law states otherwise. You might think that just because because you're in Texas, you can just take out a gun and start shooting like the short dude from Looney Tunes. No. Apparently, lawfully, you can only do that if you are protecting yourself from an animal. Pretty sure Brody wasn't harming anyone. He was about to die himself. So lawfully, Brittany's husband is wrong, and Brittany admitted to all of this. This is the stupid part that I'm talking about. She admitted to all of this on her YouTube channel.
Once I was inside, like, all I heard, I knew what was about to happen, and Jordan, like, all I heard was this truck rev its engine so loud from the bedroom. I could hear it, and I know that's when the gunshot went off, and poor Jordan had to do that for Brody.
Admitted to her YouTube channel that her husband took out a weapon in the suburbs, in the middle of the street, banged a dog that was doing absolutely nothing but trying to live the last few seconds of his life. So good job, Brittany. You once again played yourself and your husband this time. So yes, legally wrong, but I'm not even focused on that. I'm focused on Brittany Dawn once again playing the victim. It's always poor me and it's my feelings. It's just, let me break it down for you. Brittany Dawn completely knew that her dog has gotten out before. What did she do about that? Nothing. She let her dog out into a yard where she completely knew the dog could possibly get out, and then bebopped her Christian ass to lows. And then when her dog got out and hit by a car, she acts surprised, and we're all supposed to feel sorry for her. As a dog owner of two most adorable little doggies, I know that if I just let my dogs into the backyard, they would find a way to get out because they're small, and at least one of them is gonna get hit by a car, specifically Butters, because for some reason when we're on a walk and he's leashed like he should be, when a car is driving a certain way, he likes to try to dash toward the car. So he would most definitely die. This is literally like me knowing what he does and then just going for a walk but not leashing Butters, and then he dashes toward a car, gets hit, and I'm just like,
oh my god, everyone feels sorry for me. I had to see my dog like this in a situation
that was completely preventable. And of course, in classic Brittany Dawn fashion, she has to post about it on YouTube.
Just, that dog was with me through so much.
And just look at the title of her wonderful, idiotic video. My heart is shattered. My dog got hit in a hit and run, making it seem like she was just walking along and some selfish, distracted, uncaring driver whipped around and hit Brody and then just drove off. That, Brittany Dawn, is a hit and run. Girl, you did not take the steps to make sure that your yard was safe so that your dogs wouldn't get out again. Your dog got out because of you. Your dog is dead because of you and your husband. Most likely, poor Brody was running in and out of the street having a good old time and got abruptly hit by a car that was minding its own business, driving like it's supposed to through a street where it's supposed to be, and then drove off. They could have thought that they hit a raccoon or some other kind of animal. Most people would probably stop if they hit a dog. So I don't really appreciate Brittany villainizing the driver. Brittany is the villain here. She is the Cruella de Vil. Nobody else but her. This is honestly one of my worst fears. If you saw my second channel when I was talking about dogs and how my neighborhood has a horrible just time concealing their yard because their dogs in my neighborhood are always getting out and they're always sprinting through the street, and I'm always the one turning into a traffic whatever, trying to tell cars that are coming this way toward a dog that's in the middle of the street. And my worst fear is that I'm driving and a dog just sprints in front of my car and then I hit it. But in reality, it wouldn't be my fault, even though that's what I would feel. It would be the owner's fault for not making sure that their dog is in the yard and that their yard is dog proof. It really frustrates me. It happens multiple times a week, all the time, and it seems like nobody just gives a fuck. I have a bunch of Brittany Dawns in my neighborhood, and when I check the yard, like when a dog is like nice and approachable and I can get them, like they're protecting a certain area so I can kind of like usher them back into the yard. It's something simple, like a very loose, latch over the gate. And then I tell them, and then do they fix it? No. I see their dog in the middle of the street the next day. Nobody gives a fuck, and Brittany Dawn doesn't either. She does now because her dog is dead, and at the least she has to at least pretend that she cares, and so she gets money out of it. The video is fully monetized. Just the other day, I was walking on my treadmill, looked out the window, I see a dog just walk out of my neighbor's yard, bolting all out to his death to go stand in the middle of the street and get ran over by a car. I had my boyfriend, go usher him back into the backyard. I told the lady when I saw her outside, I just said, hey, your dog got out, and I noticed it's kind of a constant thing. It's always getting out, and I would really hate for it to get attacked by another dog. I said, or, they could get hit by a car. And she says, oh, really? What what the hell do they mean, really? So I'm guessing that Brittany Dawn is just a fucking idiot like many of my neighbors. What do you think will happen if your dog gets out and there's a street right there? And apparently Brittany is just not committed to her dogs. She had a pit bull that she rehomed for the reason, from what I remember, is that he was basically too much and needed a place for all of his energy. And when I hear that someone says that they need to rehome their dog because they are too much or they have too much energy, what I really hear is they aren't exercising and training their puppy that they chose to purchase, and now that he's bigger, he's too much and not small anymore.
It is an exciting day. She has no idea. No idea. So I'm just gonna tell you right now, but you're getting a baby brother. Well, he's kind of a baby right now, but he's gonna outgrow you.
So now they need to rehome him. And I get it, accidents happen. You get a dog that you're not educated on, but when you are a YouTuber and you're home and you have quite a bit of time to train the dog that you decided to get, there's an issue. When your dog has gotten out of the yard once and you have the opportunity to make sure it doesn't happen again, and then you don't do that, there's an issue. To me, that's someone that lacks responsibility and really doesn't truly care about owning a dog. Because if they did, they would take all the steps to educate themselves on the breed, to educate themselves on training and how to communicate with their dog, and they would make sure their dog is exercised so it's not too much. And they would definitely make sure that their yard was dog proofed so their dog does not get out and get hit by a car. And it's unfortunate that people like Brittany Dawn and the people in my neighborhood will continue to get dogs. And who suffers? Clearly Brody. He's dead. And a horrible, painful death at that was completely avoidable.
I have like four videos that are gonna have to go after this that are out of order. I don't even care. I just don't care right now. Everything's just a blur. So it's a reminder to hug your dogs.
No, it's a reminder to dog proof your freaking yard. And in her extremely selfish All About Brittany video, Brittany states how often Brody was there for her, but when Brody was hurt in the street, probably scared, Brittany only thought of herself and how she felt at that moment.
The dog was with me through so much. He, like, I always joked and said, like, who saved who? Because he truly saved me through some dark times in my life.
She then decides to, instead of staying by her dog's side, she runs inside, leaving Brody, her best friend, her child, alone when she could have just put her feelings aside and stayed with her dog and showed him some type of care in his last moments. But no. She left him because she didn't want her feelings to get hurt when Brody was the one that got physically and mentally hurt. And then she made a video perpetuating the idea that her dog got murdered by some evil, negligent driver when in reality he got killed because of his own owner's negligence. I personally don't care if you go to a breeder, if you adopt, if you find a dog on the side of the road and you decide to take it in. I don't care. I know a lot of you guys like to fight about all of this. I don't care at all. You could pay $10,000 for a dog, for a Frenchie. God, that's a lot of money for a dog. But if you decide that you want to do that and that's the way you want to spend your money, fine. What I do care about is the care of the dog that you decided to choose. I have neighbors that really pride themselves on adopting, and I have to roll my eyes because that's all fine and dandy, but their dog is also in the middle of the street constantly, about to get hit by a car. And I am the one constantly knocking on people's doors that pride themselves on adopting a dog because their dog is constantly out and about to get hit by a car. What's the purpose of adopting a dog and saving it from getting killed when the dog's about to get killed because of your negligence? God, just take care of your dog. People, use your brain. If your dog gets out of your yard, don't put it in the backyard. Duh. Just look at the description of her little video. My heart is shattered. I'm sorry for being such a mess in this video. Brody was my baby. Really? He was your baby? So what you're telling me is that if you had a baby, you would be quite negligent toward them. He was attached to my hip and did everything with me. So many of you have watched Brody since he was a baby 2 years ago. His life was way too short because of you. And it's not fair taking this day by day right now. Buy my ebook, Amazon, presets, lashes. Yeah, cool girl. I mean this in the most disrespectful way as possible. She can fuck all the way off. I'm thumbing this shit down. Girl, you suck. Take responsibility for what you did.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like bone cry.